Namaste, my fellow aspiring 3D artists, and welcome to my first exciting Blender tutorial with your host Arav Gupta. After completing this series, you will have the skills to model donuts like this beauty right here. Yep, this masterpiece is my creation, folks. But I've got to confess, I learned almost everything from the Blender guru. I created this donut following his tutorial. So why not just follow his tutorial instead of mine? Honestly, what he's done is pretty darn good and I would recommend it. However, I want to try a different teaching approach. I had trouble keeping up with him in his tutorial because he executed some actions lightning fast and probably not too structured. So this tutorial is by a beginners, that's me, for beginners, that's you. It might offer better pedagogical value for some beginners out there. My goal is to proceed in a highly structured manner, focusing on one topic in each video. And the most important reason why you should pick my tutorial, I won't be creating a pink donut. No girly colors on my tutorials. We don't do that. So before we dive into this tutorial, a quick disclaimer. While we are creating a digital donut today, we won't be eating real ones. Our mission is to keep our waistline and polygons in check. We don't want to end up as round as a donut like our American friends. We don't do that. So let's begin with the first topic, navigation. If you are completely new to Blender, navigating this 3D world can feel a bit like teleporting to an alternate dimension. But fear not, I'm here to be your guide. And together we will master the art of moving around our 3D workspace with ease. So let's start with the basics. When you open Blender, you are greeted with this, well, somewhat chaotic 3D space. It's like a vast canvas ready for your artistic endeavors. But first we need to learn how to get around. In Blender, navigation primarily revolves around three keys: the middle mouse button, the shift key and the mouse wheel. First, the middle mouse button is your trusty steed for rotating your view. Click and drag with this button and you will find yourself spinning and twirling through your 3D world like a graceful dancer. Like that. That's kind of fun. By the way, feel free to pause the video at any time and experiment with these capabilities. It's the best way to learn. Next, hold down the shift key while pressing the middle mouse button and you will pawn your view, like that. You can pawn left, right, left, down, top. And you can rotate and pawn and so on. It's like sliding a massive window to peek into the 3D space without changing your perspective. So remember, shift for sliding. And then there's the mouse wheel. Roll it forward or backward and you will zoom in or out of your scene. Imagine as the zoom lens of your camera. You can get up close and personal or take a step back for the grand overview. Scrolling with the mouse wheel is done in small steps. Like that. Step, 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 step. But if you want finer control, hold down the control key and middle mouse button, then move the mouse up and down, like that. Next, let's talk about the Numpad or number pad on your keyboard. If you have got one, consider it your secret weapon for quick and easy view changes. The Numpad keys are your personal hotkeys to different angles and perspectives. For instance, pressing 1 on the numpad gets you the front view. 3 gives you the right view. 7 is for the top view. And so on. It's like having a direct line to your preferred views without all the scrolling and clicking. Super convenient, right? Just play around. Pause and play around. It's important. But now let's talk about the 5 key on the numpad. This little gem is your ticket to switching between two essential views, the perspective and orthographic view. Pressing 5 will toggle between these two views. But what's the difference? At first I will copy this object. I will grab it and push it far away. This is a perspective view. In the perspective view, objects in the distance appear smaller than those up close, just like how our eyes perceives the real world. It's ideal for modeling and creating scenes that mimic reality, giving depth and a natural feel to your work. The orthographic view, on the other hand, removes the sense of depth. Well, I will press 5 on the numpad, and you see it's far away, still it has the same size. All objects appear the same size, regardless of the distance from the camera. It's like viewing your scene through a flat window. This view is perfect for precision work, like aligning objects or creating technical drawings. So whenever you need to switch between these two views, just hit that 5 key and you will be seamlessly shifting perspectives in Blender. Now let's not forget our trusty numpad 0 key. When you press numpad 0, it's like taking the director's seat in a movie. It instantly switches your view to the camera perspective. This means you're seeing exactly what the camera will capture in your final render. So here's the camera, and if you render this, you see this. You can grab the camera like that, and now if you render, you see another image. If you click 0 on the numpad, you see this. So there you have it, my fellow 3D adventures, the basics of navigation in Blender. Remember, practice makes perfect, and with each step you take in Blender, you are one step closer to becoming a 3D wizard. So go forth, explore, and don't be afraid to get lost, because that's where the real magic happens. Stay tuned for more exciting Blender tutorials right here on my channel. Until next time, happy blending and namaste.